Namaste yogis, this is Steven from YogaWorks. Welcome to your practice. Today what I would like to share is a flow. I've called it easy on the wrists. Why? Because wrist injuries are quite a common yoga injury. It's probably due to, well, if you look at what we do in a regular day, it's probably quite repetitive with the wrists in a position like this where you're typing, you're holding a phone, you're driving a car. And another way might be to injure your wrist, might be just to do the same yoga poses over and over again: handstands, arm balances, planks, downward facing dogs. You can imagine all of those repeated a lot over time. Sometimes with poor alignment can lead to a lot of pressure on this poor little joint that is the wrist. So today what I would like to share is a couple of strategies on how to work around wrist injuries. Now, first of all, the worst thing you can do when you have an injury is to not move at all. To stop yoga for a year because your wrists are sore, that's probably not a good idea. But we do have to modify our practice, because if we're just going to keep pushing, then it will lead to more and more injury, obviously. So the first thing we're going to do is to mobilize, strengthen and stretch around the wrists. That's a nice little warm-up which you can do by itself as well, just to help with some maintenance for your wrist joints, even if you don't have an injury and it's more as a prevention, you could say. The second thing is I'll show you how to modify some common yoga poses to reduce the pressure on the wrist so that you can still practice a normal Vinyasa flow with a couple of modifications. The third thing we're going to do is just to put less pressure on the wrist by doing more leg work and a nice moving sequence where we do more standing poses. We're actually not going to touch the mat with our hands for a big part of this practice. So that's another strategy if you have wrist pain. Good. So first of all, do this with me. With your right hand, grab your left wrist, make a fist with the left, squeeze a bit with that right hand, almost as if you're creating a bit more space around the joint, and then circle the left fist around. Nice. You can squeeze quite hard and you'll probably feel little pops in that wrist joint. Circle the other way, and then it swaps sides. With the left hand, go around the right wrist. I'm pulling up away from the arm a little bit, and then make a fist with that right hand. Squeeze with the left and rotate around. It's a tiny movement, but this is really good to get a first idea of your range of motion. And that pressure is quite a nice thing to do for your wrists. Good, and then let's warm up the wrists a little bit more. Come into cactus arms. So have your elbows about shoulder height, spread your fingers wide, and then a couple of times you're clapping your fingers into your palms, almost like you're doing an applause with one hand at a time. So clap, clap, clap your fingers into the palms. Go a little bit faster. Try to make some noise. It's never going to be very loud, of course, but see if you can put a bit of force into this. Clap, clap, clap with your hands. The single-handed applause. Go a little bit faster. Faster, faster, faster. Clap, 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 clap. You'll probably notice, ooh, with the right hand it's going quite smoothly. With the left hand it doesn't seem to go quite well. In my case, just check for you. 5, last 4, last 3, last 2, and 1. Release the arms. Place your hands down on the mat, and then a couple of times you're going to lift the wrists up, including the thumbs, but keep all 8 fingers down, and then lower back down. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. So what are we doing with this? We're strengthening the muscles in the forearm, which ultimately control the fingers and the hands. And the more strength we have, the more stability we'll have in the around the wrists. Lift and lower, lift and lower. Last 5, 4, lean a bit forward with the shoulders. 3, 2, and 1. Keep the hands down, circle your shoulders around the wrists. So just choose a side and move your weight into one palm and then the other. Obviously, if you have a more serious wrist injury, you might have to stay off the one side of it or modify in some way. And in this class, I'll offer lots of modifications. Circle the other way. And just feel the weight distribution from the one hand onto the other. Good, and then turn the fingers all the way back and the wrists all the way forward. A couple of times rock back and forward. As you rock back, maybe the wrist can lift a little bit off the mat. That's okay. Let that happen. And hopefully you feel a good stretch in the bottom of the forearms. Keep pressing lightly with the fingertips down onto the mat. Good. Now we'll turn the hands the other way, so go inwards with the hands as far as you can, and go inwards with the other hand as far as you can. Nice. You can stay here, you can circle around. You probably won't have so much space here. We're not often in this position with our hands, but it's good to explore. And then go the other way. Nice. And then place the backs of the hands down on the mat so the fingers face each other. Straighten the arms as far as they'll go. If there's still a little bend in the elbows, don't worry about it. And then bend the elbows and come back up. Do that a few times, like a little push-up on the backs of the wrists. Few more times. And of course, if any of this doesn't feel good for your wrist, then you would skip it or go a little bit softer. Modify as needed as always. Good. And then slowly come out, shake the wrists around, shake the hands. Good. Interlace your fingers, roll the fists around, and just notice how much of a range of motion those wrists have. It's a really mobile joint. It's not really designed for strength, so you can imagine if you're starting to put lots of weight on it, that presents a bit of a challenge. We have to go quite gradually. Circle the other way. Good. Then come to standing at the front of the mat. So I'll guide you through a few sun salutations and show you how you can modify this with less weight or challenge for the wrists. Mountain pose, hands to heart. Take a slow breath in and lift your arms. On the exhale, hinge from the hips, fold forward. Inhale, flat back, lengthen your heart forward. Nice. Now here it comes when we step back. Usually we often put our hands down first and then step one foot back. Try to bend the knees, step the right foot back without using your hands. So that's already less weight for the hands. Lower the right knee, lift your arms. Nice. One breath in a low lunge, and then let's step forward again. No hands, forward fold. Inhale, rise, go all the way up. Reach through the fingers, hands back to the heart. Let's try that on the second side. Inhale, here we go. Lift up. Exhale, fold, hang the head. Inhale, half lift. No hands down. Try this. Bend the knees, transfer weight to your right foot, reach the left leg back, land it softly, lower the left knee, lift your arms. Low lunge without using the hands. Good. And then we're stepping forward again. Push down on that right foot to get the left foot forward, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Lift and lengthen. Exhale, hands to heart. So that's one option. No hands, you're just stepping back, skip the Vinyasa. Now a strategy to do the Vinyasa with less weight on the forearms, on the wrists I mean. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step your right foot back. You can use your hands or you can do that same step that we've done before. Low lunge, lift the arms. Nice. Now here's the difference. Lower your elbows down and step into forearm plank. Nice. So while other people might be doing plank, lowering down, a back bend, you can do this. You can lower your hips, do Sphinx pose for a moment. So this could be instead of cobra or upward facing dog, which might be a challenge for your wrists. You could just do Sphinx pose on your forearms. Then tuck the toes, come back to the forearm plank. Nice. Now, this might be a bit of a problem. It's not going to be as smooth when you have to step your right foot forward again. I'd recommend to lower your knees, step the right foot forward, and you're back in your low lunge. Step to the front, maybe without using the hands. Forward fold. Inhale, rise, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Second side, here we go. Inhale. Exhale. Hang the head down. Inhale, lengthen the chest, flat back. Left foot back, maybe no hands, take your time. Lower the left knee, low lunge, anjane. Good. Forearms down. If you can only get the outer forearm down, that's fine. The other one can just follow as your foot gets out of the way. We're going to forearm plank. Just briefly, Sphinx pose. So this could be your back bend in the Vinyasa. And then back to forearm plank. Nice. Here to get the left foot forward, if you stay in forearm plank, there's not going to be a lot of space, but if you lower that right knee down, I'm sure you'll have a lot more space to step to the front. From here, lift the arms, low lunge, step to forward fold, hang your head down. Inhale, rise, reach up to the arms, hands to your heart. So that's the second strategy. Instead of the palms of the hands down, the forearms come down. You can even do dolphin instead of downward facing dog. You can do forearm plank instead of normal plank. You can do Sphinx instead of cobra. Now here's a third strategy. We're going to be using the knuckles and the fists. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Nice. Step your right foot back. Lower the knee. Again, no weight on the hands if you can avoid it. Lift your arms. Now here comes the difference. Place your knuckles down. Keep your thumb outside the fist. Don't tuck it into the hands. You're going to get stuck. And then push down on the knuckles. Step back into plank pose on the knuckles instead of on the wrists. Usually the wrist problems come because of the angle that's shortening at the top of the wrist. So now we're avoiding that. Now you can do chaturanga here. You can even do upward facing dog still on the wrists. So it flows quite nicely. And then as you push back, downward facing dog, it's technically possible, but most likely it's not going to feel so good because the knuckles only go this far. But I find I've had wrist problems before, and I find the downward facing dog is usually not the biggest problem because the angle between the hand and the wrist is quite open. So if you can manage normal down dog, that's fine. What you could also do is come up onto your fingertips and lift the wrist up, which is going to reduce that angle again. It's a bit stronger for the fingers and the forearms, but to save your wrists could be worth the trouble. And then step your right foot to the front, lower the left knee down. Inhale, lift the arms. No hands, step to the front, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Palms together, hands to the heart. Nice. Let's go second side. Inhale, reach. Exhale from the hips, forward fold. Halfway lift. Inhale. Left foot back. Exhale. Lower the knee. Inhale for low lunge. Nice. Again, same thing. Make a fist. Keep your thumb outside the fist and step back to forearm plank. Not forearm plank, normal plank on the knuckles. It's nice to get that extra height. And bend your elbows, chaturanga, with or without knees. Roll over the toes. You could do upward facing dog, just like this. And then downward facing dog. You probably reach the end range here with your knuckles down, so you can just turn the palms down like a normal down dog, if your wrists are okay with that. Otherwise, try the fingertips and see if that feels a bit more accessible. If none of these works, you might have to go back to your forearms like we've done before. Good, let's step left foot forward, right knee down. Low lunge, inhale. No hands, step to the front. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Slow breath in. Slow breath out. Good. Come to sit on the mat. Nice. Open the legs wide. Nice. As wide as you can without forcing anything. Nice. Now let's do forward fold over the legs without using the hands down. Doesn't really matter, there's not a lot of weight on the hands, I know, but for this flow we're going to be practicing not using the hands down. So a bit more hip stretches, mobility work, strength for the lower body, and a nice little flow in which will incorporate some nice back bends as well. Good, then lift up, slide your heels closer together. This is sometimes called bear sit. Nice, you can just sit towards the edge of your mat and turn the feet out so that your shins are more or less parallel to each other. Nice, and then drop both knees to the right. Turn your torso over to the right side. Nice. Fold forward, no hands. Lift back up, no hands. If you really need the hands, then obviously you can use them. And then come back to the center, to that bear sit. Drop the knees left. Turn your chest to the left as well. No hands, you can reach the hands back. Fold forward and lift back up. Nice, can we do that again? Swivel through the bear sit. Turn to the right. Fold over the right leg. And lift back up. Nice. Let's swivel, shins parallel, right knee towards left foot. Fold, your chest goes way over that front leg. Try to lengthen. And then lift back up. Back to center, bear sit. After a while, when you do that a few times, you might have to shuffle back. For some reason, your bum always ends up going forward. Or maybe that's just when I do it. Nice, face back to the right. So we're over the right shin. Now this time, lift up onto the right shin and then lower back down. Let's do that 2 more times. Lift up, lower down. You can use your arms as a sort of counterweight. Move slowly with control as best as you can. Slowly control your way down. Nice, swivel back over to the second side. We're facing over the left leg. You can lean a little bit forward and then push that left foot down a lot to bridge the hips up at the end. Squeeze your glutes a bit so your hips go forward and then sit back down. Again, lift up, squeeze the glutes and lower with control. One more, lift up, slowly lower down. Good, let's play with that a bit. Return to center, swivel your knees right, lift the bridge up, and then lift your arms. Now on the exhale, cactus your arms and lift the heart. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, bend your elbows, lift the chest. One more, inhale, lift up. Exhale, expand your whole front body. Good, slowly use your arms as a counterweight to sit down slow. Swivel the knees, we're going left. Bridge up with the hips go forward, squeeze the glutes. Lift your arms 3 times here. Inhale. Exhale, pull the elbows down, lift the chest up as you do that. 2 more. Inhale. Stretch up. Exhale, lift the heart. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, pull the elbows down alongside you. Nice. Arms go forward. Slowly lower the hips down. Swivel the knees to the other side. Lift up onto the knees. Little bridge kind of pose. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, pull the elbows down. Nice. From here, keep this. Right elbow under the left for eagle arms. Squeeze the forearms together. Then lift the elbows a little bit up and move your hands away from your forehead. Nice. Either stay here, or if you want to add a little back bend at the end, lift the elbows higher, look up, maybe drop the head back. Well done. Slowly down, you can reach your hands forward, come out of the eagle arms, sit down, swivel the knees, back to the left. Lift all the way up onto your shins. Lift the arms, exhale, pull the elbows down, lift your heart. Nice, stay here. Come into eagle arms with the left elbow under the right. Nice. Again, lift the elbows a bit. Move your hands away from your face. Squeeze everything together so you feel your upper back broaden. Either stay here, normal version, or lift the heart, lift the elbows, drop the head back if your neck is happy. Good. Slowly back to center. Unravel the arms, sit back down. Hopefully you're starting to move a little bit better with a bit more control. Good, back to the right. Lift up onto the right shin. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, pull the elbows down. Eagle arms, right elbow under left. Lift the elbows, lean back, lift the chest. Nice. Slowly back to center. Undo the arms. We're adding something. Push down onto that right shin so much that you can step the left foot down and then lift the right knee up. Now stand with the right knee in front of you. Wrap your fingers around the right knee. Stand tall. Nice. Here we are. Push the left foot down. Let's pause for a little bit to find our balance. And you might fall out a couple of times. Just come back without any drama. Nice. If you want to play a bit, start to pull that right knee higher as you let the chest and the shoulders lean back. Stay rooted through this bottom leg, your left foot, and maybe lean the head back. Nice. Lean back, lean back, lean back. You'll be surprised how much space you have. And if you fell out like me, just come back. It's all good. Nice. Let's get back down to the mat. How are we going to do it? We're going to place the right foot down, swivel the right foot under, and now bring left knee towards the right foot. And we're back to where we started. Hopefully you're not too lost in this little flow. Lower your knees to the left. Bridge up onto your left shin. Inhale, lift the arms. So keeping this the same. Exhale, pull the elbows down, lift the heart. Feels so good. And then left elbow on the right. Eagle arms. Just for a big breath. There you are, the backbend. Can you look back? That's fine. Slowly come up. Undo the arms. Push down to the left shin to step the right foot at the new front of the mat. Push right foot down, lift the left knee, hold it with your hands. Pause, find your balance. Slow your breath down. Nice, either stay here or roll the shoulders back. Lift the heart and pull the left knee up. Again, falling out is recommended. You probably learn more when you fall out than when everything just goes perfectly all the time. Not that you have to copy me when I fall out 3 times. Maybe you only fell out once. Ooh, lean back, go for it. And place the left knee down, swivel that left lower leg in, transfer weight to your left foot, right knee inside the left foot, sit down, let's open the legs wide, take a little breather, yes. No hands down flow, this is another way to save your wrists, you're just simply not using them for a period of time, just to give them some time to restore. I'll be ready to add a few more poses. Yes, of course. Yes, of course. Come into bear sit. Maybe shuffle your bum back a bit. Both knees to the right. Bridge up onto the right shin. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, cactus your arms. Pull down as the chest lifts a lot. Let's go right elbow under left. Inhale, back bend, lift the heart. Slowly release the arms. Left leg, that's the back leg, is going to step forward. Push down, no hands this time. Lift the right knee as high as it goes. Maybe your back bend. Maybe the arms can go up this time and you lean back as far as you dare or can or want. Nice, well done. From here, try warrior 3, leaning the heart forward, steady back leg reaching back, and arms can go wherever you want to. I'll keep mine next to my hips. Nice. You can always keep a little bend in that right knee, left knee, for easier balancing, but you can also straighten it out if that is available. Nice. Let's come back up. Right ankle, place it on the left knee and sit in your figure 4 pose, standing figure 4. Now stick the hips back behind you as far as they go and lean your heart a little bit forward. It's going to add a nice little stretch. You can rest your hands wherever they want, or you can also reach them forward if you want to extra little challenge. Good. Time to come down to earth. Set the right knee down, swivel the right foot in, and then place the left knee inside your right foot. Slowly sit down, windscreen wipe to the left. Here we go, you know what to do. Lift the hips, lift the arms, inhale. Exhale, expand the front body. Left elbow and the right. And then your back bend, lift the elbows, drop the head back. Slowly back to center. Right foot's gonna step. Of course, if you need your hands for any of this, it's allowed to use them, of course. But we're exploring less weight on the hands. We're not holding the knees here. Lean the torso back, lift the knee. Or lift the arms and go for it. Explore your back bend. Oh, I'm so unstable today. I don't know about you, but it's all good. At least we're here, we're practicing, and the waves are still rolling onto the beach. Last time I checked. Good. Left knee down. Oh, I forgot the warrior 3, right? Left leg back. Heart goes forward. I'm sorry if you're already down on the mat. Juice up your back leg. Lengthen the chest to the front. Maybe straighten the front leg. And then figure 4. Swivel left ankle onto right knee. Sit a little bit lower until you feel a good stretch. Move the hips back, chest forward, and pause. Good. Slowly come out. Left knee down. Swivel the left foot in. And then right knee, like we've done before. Sit down slowly. Good. Open the legs. Little break. You can always swivel side to side. It's quite nice to use your hands as like a pendulum between the two. Or what's also nice is to circle the arms like you're stirring a giant pot between the legs. Don't forget to go the other way. Good. Let's add one more pose. You've got this bear sit, shins parallel, knees to the right. Bridge up, make it happen. Lift the arms, inhale. Exhale, broaden the chest up to the ceiling. Right elbow under the left. Lift your eagle arms, lift the gaze. Undo the arms. Let's step left foot forward. Lift the right knee as high as you go. Nice. Either stay here, explore the back bend, lift your arms, and lean back. Trust in the connection to your body and your breath. Sorry, I found I couldn't talk and do that move at the same time. Reach your right leg back. Warrior 3, just for a moment. Right ankle onto left knee for figure 4. Nice. I'll add something. If you'd like to, you can just stay here. Or place your right elbow in the sole of the right foot and the left hand on top. Sometimes when I twist and my wrist is sore, I just make a fist with that bottom hand and push the left palm on top of the right wrist. You can explore that if you like. And then slowly come out. We're going to step left foot back this time. Lower the right knee, hands to the heart. Nice, we're twisting, place right elbow over left knee. Make a fist with your right hand, and with the other hand push down onto the fist. So that's that same technique to have a kinder angle on that right wrist. Hopefully that helps you if your wrist has been feeling a bit tender. Yes. Slowly come out. Now to get back, it's a bit of a puzzle. We're going to slide the right knee a bit forward, swivel the right foot in, and then it's the same from there. Left knee down, lower the hips, swivel the knees over to the other side, lift up onto the front shin, inhale, lift the arms, exhale, lift the heart, expand. Nice. Left elbow and the right. Eagle arms, lean into it. Slowly back, release the arms. Right foot's gonna step to the front. Left knee up for our standing balance. If you're keen, lift the arms. Add the back bend. Lean back into warrior 3. Stretch the left leg back, heart goes forward. Nice. From here, left ankle lands on the right knee. Sit in your chair. Remember, arms can go forward, but we can also add a twist here. Left elbow on the sole of the left foot if you're twisting. Right hand pushes down. Turn the right shoulder open. And I like to focus down on the ground. It just helps with the balance. But just look whatever is helpful for you. Left leg, step it back into a lunge. Inhale in the center. Left elbow twisted over your right knee. Make a fist with the left hand. Push that right hand down. And use that to open the right shoulder to the side. Nice. Couple of breaths here. You can use any elements of this flow to help you in your practice. Good, slowly unwind. We're going to slide that left foot or left knee forward, turn the foot in, right knee behind the left. You're becoming a specialist at this. Come back to the center. Open the legs wide and stir the pot. Wide-legged forward fold without the hands down. You can have hands down if you want to, but it's quite fun to explore what is it like to not use your hands at all in the flow like we've been doing. Stir the pot in the other direction. They say, my wife is a chef, they say you should never stir in one direction and then suddenly mid-dish you stirring in the other direction. That's bad luck. That's going to just completely ruin your dish. So hopefully haven't ruined your yoga dish. I'm sure the same doesn't really apply to your mat. Nice. Slowly come up. Nice. We're going to come up to standing. See if you can come up to standing without using the hands. Since we've been using the hands a bit less, what you can do is, a good tactic is to cross the legs, come onto the edges of the feet, compact yourself, push forward, and then push down to the feet just to come up. No hands. If you need your hands, then so be it. This is a good stretch. Go into feet hip distance apart. Take your left hand, slide it all the way under the left foot as far as you can. Take your right hand, slide it all the way under the right foot as far as you can. And just have a look. My hand, I'll turn sideways so you might see it better. My hand is completely under the foot. You might need to bend your knees more just to achieve that. And now with my big toes, actually with all the toes, I'm pushing down into the wrist crease. And the outer wrist is pushed down onto the mat. Get a really nice hip stretch. Not hip stretch, did I say hip stretch? A wrist stretch with this pose called Padahastasana. Hand to foot pose. Press down to the feet and just let the hands relax underneath the feet. Good. Nice little bit of wrist relief. That's what we'll focus on, by the way, in these last few minutes. And then let's turn the hands the other way, so you're turning the fingers back so the thumb is outside your foot. Push the toes down, but this time it's on the top of the wrist. And then the same on the other side. Press down. Couple of breaths here in this Padahastasana. Slowly release. Nice. Now try this. Place your feet a little bit wider. The toes slightly turn out. And then bring your wrists behind your knees. You can make fists with the hands. And then come into a squat where you're squashing the wrists down. If it's really uncomfortable, you can always come out. But see if you can hold for 3, 2, 1. Slowly release, re-straighten the legs. Good. Then come down onto your knees. Let's bring the left forearm across your mat in front of the knees. And then we're going to use the opposite knee, which is the right in my case, to gently press down onto that forearm. So you choose the sort of the meaty, fleshy bits close to your elbow. There's going to be more than close to the wrist. Start by the elbow, push down with your knee. You can circle a little bit and then slowly make your way down towards the wrist. And you'll feel, as if you get closer to the wrist, your hand will start closing just by the pressure on those tendons that are attached to those forearm muscles. And then just find one spot that feels like it needs some extra attention and push down. Good. Let's release. Other side. You can turn around so you can see better. Right forearm across. Left knee close to the right elbow. And then push down. You can lean a bit of your weight onto that forearm. Find the sort of the meat of the muscle. The belly of the muscle, they call it. And press down. You can move around a bit. Slowly make your way closer to your wrist. Feel the tendons as they shorten. They are closing. Your hands quite automatically. It's like somebody that is pulling your puppet strings. Make your way back to your elbow and find a juicy spot to press down for 3, for 2, for 1. Gently release. Nice. Make your way onto your back. Gonna do a nice version of bridge pose. Place your feet for bridge. Lift the hips up and then clasp your hands behind the lower back. Wiggle a little bit side to side. Your shoulders can go more underneath you in the pose. And then lift the chest, lift the belly, lift your hips, press your feet down. Take a few moments in bridge. So far this is the normal version that you probably know quite well. Take one more breath and then keep your hands clasped and just lower your hips down onto your wrists. So this might be a new variation where you're just using some pressure of the hips, so your own body down onto the wrists. If you need to modify or get some fingers out of the way, that's fine. Just let your body relax on the wrists, on the forearms. Good, and then lift the hips just enough to get your hands out from underneath you. Straighten the legs out for a brief Shavasana. Let your back body rest down on the mat. Release all efforts. Rest is also an excellent medicine if you have any kind of injury. And moving with a bit more skill, a bit more awareness is always a good idea. Take a moment to just settle in, receive the benefits of your practice. Start to take a few deeper breaths. If you have another moment to spare, by all means continue in your Shavasana. If it's time to go, then start to move your hands, move your wrists around. Just feel the after effects of your practice. You can move your feet, your ankles as well. Bend both knees, roll over to your side. And then push up to sitting. Bring the palms together in front of your chest. Give thanks, touch your hands to your forehead, to your heart center. And bow to yourself on the mat. Yogis, thank you so much for practicing. It was a pleasure to be here together with you. Thanks for continuing your practice, taking care of your body, working around any injuries, and allowing some time to rest. We'll see you here again soon. Stay well.